Hey guys,
Hey, Paul.
how's it going?
Good, good,
But
good, good. I think for anyone that's joined us is that I think we should introduce ourselves. Should we do that? And then I know that Bill, you've got some prompts that you're going to give us, something to steer our conversation. What we need to speak to the guys about tonight.
well, yeah, I mean it's a perfect segue because I was gonna say my first talking point was everybody introducing themselves, who they are, what show they host, what their show vibe is like, and in case there's anybody listening that hasn't tuned in before.
Great.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm Don Wayne. I am the host of Downtime on Sonic Scout Radio, and I'm always trying to find the best and unsigned independent pop artists, and try to find that smooth, chill vibe, sort of synth pop, dark R&B sort of sound, and yeah, I just love it. I love bringing new music to my listeners.
That's hard to follow.
I know, right? Like,
Well,
We're suitably impressed. Who was
and
the
yeah, what
Black
about
Jackson,
Paul?
you can go next.
oh, is that all? Is that all done?
Oh yeah, I mean that's pretty much
Oh,
it in a nutshell. I mean,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I, I I could go into like my upbringing and all that stuff.
We've only got an
Oh,
hour.
no.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Um, well, yeah, I'm Paul. I go by Black Jackson online or on air. I host Audio Underground. We feature just a lot of indie pop, rock. Kind of in that pop vein. A little punk here and there, a little rock and roll, a little bit of everything, a little funk, a little hip hop, whatever's actually sounding good that week for me, man. Yeah, that's what I like to feature. Um, yeah, all over, right? I have bands from Minneapolis. I really love the Minneapolis scene, so I feature a lot of bands locally, but I also branch out and do bands from all over the world, really. Some of my favorites are from Amsterdam and London and all over the world. So, yeah, truly global show.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm Bill. I host the Broken Amp on Sonic Scout Radio, and my show is more of your rock show. So I like guitar-driven music. So anything that has guitar-heavy music, whether it's rock, hard rock, punk rock, pop punk, acoustic rock, folk. I actually dabbled my show that's playing this week. I dabbled into a little bit of country for the first time with one of our Sonic Scout subscribers, Anna McKean, if she's out there, which was different for me, but it also felt fitting at the same time because it was a stripped down acoustic vibe to it, and she's playing her guitar, and that's what I like. So it kicked my show off this week, and it was fitting. And then I just had this blend in like going back into punk rock roots and stuff, and kind of like what Paul said too. I have a big listener base in the UK. There's a pretty big punk rock scene in the UK. A lot of pop punkers out there, so connecting with a lot of people there thanks to Sonic Scout Radio and all that, and people I met that I probably would never meet in my life if it wasn't for this. So it's been an experience, and it's introduced me to a lot of great music out there. So it's a pretty fortunate thing to be a part of.
Brilliant, brilliant. Shall I go
Nice.
next?
Well, I think I see the master of mischief himself. I just saw him pop up.
Yeah, I'm going to send him a little wave. Yeah, exactly. I did invite him, but I know it's gone past 2 in the morning for him.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah,
up.
okay.
He's in the UK, so
Right
I
on.
did. I did invite him. So hey, chaps. Hey, chaps. Back to yourself.
Oh,
That's it.
there he is. Hey, chaps.
Shall I go next?
Sure.
Sure,
Yeah.
why not? Yeah. Well, it's great to meet you guys. I've never met you guys before. I just got sent the link, and I thought I'd just hop on. No, no, I'm Terry, founder and owner of Sonic Scout Radio, and working with these crazy gang of people, presenters, which, no, seriously, is an absolute joy. So we started this day. Well, I mean, basically, we're kind of coming up to our 1 year anniversary of officially going live with Sonic Scout Radio, which is amazing in terms of the growth that we've managed to achieve and sustain and build our brand and our reputation, championing unsigned artists, which is great. So I'm very proud of that fact and very proud of the presenters that we have bringing our listeners globally, fantastic new music. I think I was saying on our last get together a couple of weeks ago that my playlist is ever growing, of great bands that you introduce, to the world, where, normally I just wouldn't have known about a lot of these artists, and I think that's one of the great things that we do is that we serve, our unsigned artists across the globe. We curate them, we rave about them, we feature them in Instagram posts, for example, and have great working relationships with these unsigned artists. And we're just about, basically supporting them and doing whatever we can in any way that we can that can kind of like, progress their career, because it's tough. It's tough for a lot of these guys, just starting out, or ones that have been, doing it for quite a while, and they're constantly gigging and plugging their music and feeling that, we're not getting anywhere with this and we're not selling enough gig tickets. I really do understand the frustration. I mean, being an unsigned artist, well, a signed artist way back in the day, but I always remember when we first started out, it was tough. It's challenging. There was so many times that we just wanted to give up, thinking, seriously, what is the point of this? We set up all the gear, and of course there wasn't the internet then, and literally 4 people would show up. And then you think, right, it's taken us an hour and a half to set all the gear up, quick sound check, 4 or 5 people show up, then it seemed to take longer taking the equipment down, back in the van, and onto the next town, and we couldn't plug it on the internet. It was literally word of mouth or whatever. So, but either way, I mean, I get it. And so, yeah, in summary, I'm blessed and thankful that we're able to, put this thing together, help unsigned artists globally, and equally give our listeners a real treat of the music that is out there, that's not governed by, the major labels and corporations and all that kind of shenanigans. So it's great. Yeah, it's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome.
And one of the things that I really like too is just the transparency that you set up with Sonic Scout Radio. We don't hide anything. We don't sugarcoat everything. We kind of tell you how it is. And one of my favorite features too is the website that you had created. It's very intricate. It has a lot of stuff to it, but it's so user friendly. It's got a nice interface. But I think one of my favorite things is the live listener stats section of the website, because we talk about supporting the unsigned artists. We talk about our global reach. We talk about all the stuff that we do behind the scenes that people maybe not see what we're doing, but we're transparent. Everything's right there. I mean, if you go to the website, it just shows you we are playing around the clock. It lets you know how many listeners are currently listening live, how many we had this week, what the peak listener rate was, average show length, the countries, and all that stuff. And if you scroll down to the site a little bit, you'll see that you have a map of the world on there, and it's got like little lights everywhere just showing you how many people are listening and where, which I think is pretty cool, because I know I talk about it a lot on my show of like our global reach and all this stuff, but this is the proof to show that we really are doing that. I'm just kind of curious if anybody can like say anything along the lines of like, have you had any people reach out to you and say, oh wow, like I'm listening to your show right now and I hear my song and the listener base is crazy? Have you had any feedback like that?
I think it's cool, like when people are listening and they can heart the song, and at any given time you can see that there's well, I mean, it's all in real time, so I mean there's no other platform that does that, and I mean, just like you said, just as smooth and user friendly as it is, it's all pretty much right there, pretty cut and dry, very beautiful aesthetically, and and the fact that people can just you know make comments or heart what they're listening to. Yeah, I think people really love that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I think it's nice when artists are able to, hear their song in real time, and have that dynamic data in front of them, and seeing how many people are tuning into that show, whereabouts in the world they're tuning in from, and so you'll see constantly in dynamic real time countries joining, just join the stream, that kind of stuff. As you mentioned, Don, you could heart a track. The band that gets the most hearts every week gets a free month subscription, so that's great. I know that I think is it Far Far Away, that band. I think they're top of the chart at the moment.
They
So
are,
it's really nice.
and it's a good little segue to talking about the heart chart because it resets every Monday when we have new shows roll out. So yeah, they're on, unless anybody catches them, they're on their way to a free subscription for the month. So that's kind of cool. And it's super easy. You hear a song that you like, you click the heart next to it, it shows you the chart. And I think it's very rewarding for the artists too that are tuning in at that time too. They can see again in real time who's listening to their stuff and who's really digging their music. And very, very cool, very transparent, and that's what the goal is to just showcase these artists and their great
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
I always love it when I see one of the artists that I have on my show that are in the top 10. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
we made the top 10. I think it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I kind of feel like with the heart chart, like I'm looking at it now, and yeah, Far Far Away is up there, the Rogues up there, Audio Underground's got Indigo Syndicate on there. Don, you have Hard to Love on there. It's like we're kind of dominating the heart chart. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Very cool.
Yeah. And the great thing is you can only vote once. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's set up that you can only do it once. So every heart that comes in, is genuine. From a different person around the world that is listening. Picking up on the track. Also, I think what is nice, of course, is that because the shows repeat. You guys in particular have your shows repeated like 2 or 3 times a day over a 7-day period. So there's lots of opportunity, and because they're at different times, and we cover the different 12 time zones globally, there's lots of different opportunities during the week for people to listen to the show again, pick up on that track. I know that people do, open up Shazam and literally point the phone to inside the app or on the website, and boom, up comes the artist. They can directly link it to Spotify or Apple Music, so that's great.
Yeah, and even with the website, like with all that and showing all the stats, it shows all the different show hosts too. It shows their show, what time it's on, and everything, and just with the reach that we've done, the hard work we put in behind the scenes, and like you said, Terry, we're approaching a year since we went live. I remember when my show had 100 streams, and I remember being so pumped. I was like, "Oh wow!" Like I hit triple digits. Like there's 100 people right now listening to this show that I'm making, and now it's like now you hit the thousands, and then it's like holy crap, and then you hit 2,000, and it's just like to see just that go up and just kind of see it grow and grow and grow, which is great. And that kind of, the next point too is how we're always evolving as a network. I mean, we take a lot of feedback in consideration. I feel, Terry, you do. And I feel like we incorporate a lot of stuff to make it a good user experience. And it's always growing, it's always evolving, and I think it's just kind of showing that we're in a lot of people's ears right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Um,
Paul, I thought you were. Oh, no, never mind.
oh, go ahead.
What's that?
Oh, I thought I saw you say something, but I see a bunch of text down there, so I wasn't sure if that was.
No, I think actually Master of Mischief was just saying, who's one of our presenters, I've had a couple of very nice emails with artists saying how excited they were to hear their song played on the radio. Yeah, great feedback. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
that's really motivational for us for sure. So that's really good to hear. That's brilliant.
And
Mhm.
I'll add that, there's a lot of other radio platforms that actually call themselves like, radio platforms that are not to try to mention any names, but they're not really transmitting on a real broadcast globally, and nothing on the level that we are. And to me, that's like, super exciting because you're actually being transmitted on a real broadcast. Like these artists' music are, I mean, it's not like just somebody that's recording something and putting that recording over and over on their website, if that makes sense, because there is
Yeah.
a lot of that out there,
Mm.
as far as radio. And
Yeah.
so I don't know. I to me that's like super exciting as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and there's other online radio stations, even commercial radio stations that may dedicate, I don't know, an hour's show showcasing unsigned talent, whether
Right.
regionally or wherever. But which is great. I'm not knocking that, but our mission is, and it always will be, that we will always, be commercial free and champion, unsigned artists globally. So that so they have a voice, really.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And some of the commercial songs, like you just hear it over and over and over and over again. And like I think we were talking about this, Paul, last weekend when you were here and we were hanging on the beach, is that that's one thing that is like, I don't know, for me it's like a fix. Like new music is like a fix. Like I'm
Yeah.
always having to try to find new music.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I love what I love, and yeah, I can listen to a song over and over and over again. But when you find that new song for the first time and it's just hitting you right in the soul, I mean,
Yes.
that's like a what's the word I'm looking for? It hits your endorphins or whatever.
There
You know what I
go.
mean?
The
Yeah, it's
dopamine. Yeah.
dopamine. That's what. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what
Yeah.
Nadine was. I
But
was
it's,
trying to find that word. And Nadine was like
yeah.
dopamine. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what
Absolutely.
it is. That's
You
what
know,
it's like for me. Yeah.
same here. When we were together, I talked about how I'm up until 4 a.m. doing this. It's because I find like a honeypot or something. I'm like I'm just on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and I just hit the right search words or hashtags, and all of a sudden, like I just have this whole, I don't know, plethora of artists to choose from, and just song after song after song, brand new, just absolutely amazing music that people need to hear, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
that's what I'm like, God, I can't be. I'm one of 132 people who have streamed this song. Like that should be 132 million, right? It's that good, and
Right.
that keeps me going, man. And like I
Yeah.
have to force myself away from the studio to go to sleep. It's
Mhm.
very addicting.
That's one thing too that's interesting, because I've often thought that like when I feature an artist and I see that like maybe on Instagram or something that they've only got like a few hundred followers, and I'm like, how is that even possible? It's just because people get like, these artists are getting buried, and like it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, like
Right.
how are we supposed to know good music if it's just, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, and that's why I love artist submissions, when artists submit and they're reaching out to us directly, which is, to me, that's incredible. So
Well, that's the thing is like, I love sitting and looking for music, and I'll do it, all night long, every day of the week. I don't care. I love doing that. But and I'll maybe find you eventually. But if you just reach out to us. Like,
Mhm.
we're here, like,
Mhm.
you want to skip ahead of the line, just reach out to us and get a hold of us, show us your music, talk to us, ask us questions. And God,
Mhm.
that's what we're here for, man. It's all we want to do, right? Like,
Yeah.
all I want to do, I don't care, man. Like, my single objective in this is to bring music that deserves to be heard to the people to hear it.
Mm.
That's it. Nothing more, nothing
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
Like, I think I have exceptional taste and I want to share
Well,
it.
that's well said, because the squeaky wheel does get the grease when it comes to this. Because, like you said, Paul,
Sure.
like, you want to skip the line and get your stuff heard, like, you have to reach out to us, because we're only one people here. But
Yeah.
if we get people that will reach out to us, it will bode well for them. And kind of going back to your point, Don, about, and Terry too, about no commercials and curating actual good music. If you look at all of our show retention rates, we all have an hour-long show. But if you look at our retention rates on everything, we're all 45 minutes or above, or even 50, 55 minutes.
Mm.
Whereas we got to be doing something right. I mean, people
Yeah.
don't want to hear the commercial bullshit. They don't want to hear ads jammed on their throat. They just want to hear some good music. And if we're going to give that with 60 good minutes of good music, and if they can put up with us talking a little bit in between the songs, then great.
Yeah.
So we all craft really good shows. We're all putting a pretty good product out there, I feel, and introducing the world to good music. And I think that just shows in this retention rate, because people are listening.
Mm. Yeah.
Well, I
Definitely.
was going to say too, when we are talking, we're talking about the artists that we're featuring, and that's another thing that not a lot of other platforms do. I mean, they'll play your song, but they don't necessarily talk about your
Yeah.
group, where you're from, anything new that you have going on, whatever tour dates that you might have, or new releases or anything like that, which is super duper cool. And I don't know. I think we're gonna be like doing I don't know if I should mention this, but what we talked about earlier, just giving us a try. But yeah, so
Yeah, no. Listen. Well, so I think you're right. There's a number of things you touched on there, which I think are our key differentiators, and the big one is no commercials. Because it's just back-to-back shows, 24/7, 7 days a week, of unsigned presenters, uh, you know, presenting music and contextualizing not only the artist but also the song. So typically it's about, right, where the artist has come from, what are they doing now, what's the future look like for them, talking about their craft, the interviews that we do with artists, and dedicate a lot of the time, and a full hour, because it warrants it. We play their music, we get insights to them about an artist as well. But the interesting thing, of course, is that as a listener, if you were to go on Spotify, for example, and sign up for the free service, you will hear 3 songs, great, back to back of a playlist. Then you'll get 3 minutes of commercials, right? And it's like, that's the biggest turn off. And of course, the turn on for Spotify is that you'll get so pissed off with that, you'll go, oh, sorry, I'll just subscribe because I'm sick of those commercials.
Yeah.
We are very different, of course. It's like we are the complete opposite. Actually, everyone should enjoy this music, yeah, back to back, no interruptions,
Mm-hmm.
totally dedicated to unsigned. So giving that contextualization of the artist of the song, I think, is really, really important, and goes way above, what any playlist on Spotify, wherever, can do. And I think, again, that's the kind of the draw that artists have to us, is that somebody is, actually willing to listen to us and talk about, our craft, and, what we do and how we do it. So, and it's interesting. It's interesting for us, as pioneers of this, and it's also interesting for our listener base.
Yeah.
As much as I love Taylor Swift, but how long do I have to keep on hearing that she's getting married?
I would like to watch a
she-
football game
hey,
and not have them
who's-
show that.
I'm not
Like,
knocking
Who's
Taylor
she getting
Swift.
married to? Like, what's this all about? What?
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
random guy that nobody knows.
I think she took over Kansas City, the Chiefs, right? Doesn't she like own the team now or something? No, I'm just kidding.
Surprising.
Right. Yeah, no kidding.
Inspired.
Yeah, Terry, I was gonna just go off that a little bit. I've never just played a song on my show. I've never just played a song to get to the next song ever, not one single time.
Mm,
Every single song on my show is a feature.
mm,
Like it's being featured, it's being talked about, the artist is being talked about. There's not a single song that has ever played on my show without without being featured. It's really not, we're not selling, airplay. That's like this is an actual, you know, uh we're taking your song and putting it on a pedestal and featuring it and telling all of our listeners about it. And you can see the numbers. Bill's been talking about it. You can see the numbers right on the website.
mm.
If I were an artist, I would be looking at that every single time my song aired.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that just doesn't happen. You don't know when someone's listening to your song on Spotify necessarily. I suppose there's maybe you might be able to get some sort of real time analysis, but you're not getting anything like you're getting with Sonic Scout Radio anywhere. Like,
Mm.
and for for the cost, like I would like it should be part of your release, procedures. Like
Mhm.
I'm releasing a song, I'm gonna get it, whatever to, I'm gonna contact Sonic Scout Radio, so I have a feature that's gonna line up with that release. Get people talking about it. Get me talking about Bill or Don or Master of Mischief.
Yeah.
Get your song
Especially like if you're in
featured.
the top 10, right? Like you can
Yeah,
even put that like that's something to be proud of because you're
Yeah,
going to be
yeah,
on
yeah.
right.
global
I'd be
radio,
posting that
top
shit.
10.
Yeah, if I
Right.
was that
Yeah.
artist, I'd be posting that shit and going, look at that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've got someone from Cambodia listening to my track.
Right.
Seriously.
Hey.
So it's great. But talking about you mentioned the fee. I think is now a good time, Bill, to reveal the reveal about.
That's what
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was okay if I mentioned that. That's why I kind of shut myself up. But that's that's kind of where I
No,
was
that's right.
going with that.
I was slowly building up to it, but yeah, take the
Well, I just
floor,
thought I'd
Terry.
get it out of the way.
Tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys already know this, but we thought, right, okay, let's share it with the world. So I mean, just to position it and set the scene. So we have a subscription service, tier 1 and tier 2. Tier 1 is where you can upload up to 3 songs into the presenter pool, and in that presenter pool is where all the presenters dig deep, listen to the track. If they like it and they feel like, wow, okay, this is a great song, I'm definitely going to include this in my show, then the presenter reaches out, starts the relationship with the artist and that kind of stuff, and the journey continues, as well as other presenters. So that song could be featured, more than one in one show. So that's great value for money. And then tier 2 is where it's $29.95, upload up to 5 songs every month, and then you can be invited for a dedicated interview and special promotions on social media, etc., which is great. So which is all great and working well, but we came to the realization that the reality is that a lot of unsigned artists financially need to really think about their budget, about what they spend every month, with with other subscription services like Spotify, Apple Music, Hulu, Disney Plus, or whatever, right? There's enough to contend with subscriptions already in terms of the in the entertainment and media sector, which obviously we fall into. And people perhaps just are thinking, well, as much as I'd like to, it's a cost, it's a subscription. They perceive it as though I'm getting into a contract, and I'm not going to lie, you are getting into a contract with Apple Pay or with Apple or with Google Play, even though you do have every right at any time to cancel. And it doesn't mean that your subscription stops there. It, obviously continues until the expiry date of that subscription.
Mhm.
But we thought, right, okay, we need to really now think about also that artist that does really think about, budgeting, finances, wants to get their music out there. So we're introducing what we're calling the Sonic single, right? So basically it's a one song for $10, no subscription. You don't even have to download the app, right? It's completely frictionless, rather. So you go to our website, you'll see a link in our menu saying Sonic Signal, take you directly to the payment page. $10. We don't store the card. We're not interested, and you're good to go. Then you're sent to a link to submit online via the website that track, your cover artwork. You can write in there a bio about yourself, all your social media links. Then that will be sent directly to the presenter team, who will then dig deep, listen to the track. If they love it and think, yeah, this is going to be on my show, they'll reach out to you, and the journey continues. So we've made it easier from a budgeting, financial aspect for those artists that perhaps aren't ready yet for the subscription process. And I think, just finally, I think for a lot of artists, it's about that, well, I'm subscribing to something that is a little bit unknown. Yeah, it's quite unusual. And it is, yeah. But the return on investment around that potentially is massive for these artists. So I think this is a really good opportunity for artists to kind of like trial us. For $10, submit what you feel is your best song. We'll get it on the radio. You'll see the instantaneous live feedback of listeners tuning in and how many people are listening to that song there and then. For $10, I mean, seriously, that is amazing. And if you feel that the experience as an artist has been really good, and you're building relationships with us as Sonic Scout Radio and the respective presenters, then there's probably every chance you're then going to take that leap of faith and start, subscribing and, contributing, more songs to our network. So that's it in a nutshell, really. So I'm super happy, and it's live now as we speak. People can do it actually now. They can go to
That
the
is
website.
awesome. And also, they can submit through the website. They don't even
Yeah,
have to only submit through the app. The
exactly.
artist can submit on the website as
That's right.
well. It's a
Yeah,
one-time $10. Get your music heard globally.
yeah,
Get your music featured globally.
yeah.
Right. That's right.
Exactly. Yes.
And I've
Yeah.
used
Like
the
that.
analogy several times before in saying that you'll spend more doing a Touch Tunes jukebox at the bar trying to play that song that you'll probably get skipped, and you'll probably not hear your song by the end of the night
That's
because it
true.
takes too long. You
Yep.
spend more drunk at the bar doing that when you can invest in yourself and your own art and your own music to be played globally. So it's kind of a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
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 Same here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
would.
awesome. And I've been at the bar on some nights waiting for my song to get heard. That never happens. So,
I've
so I
been
can
there.
relate.
Yeah,
Right. So then you go out in your car and you just plug in your phone and you listen to it for free on your way home anyway, right?
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much,
Right.
pretty much.
Easy,
I've
bro.
also been that guy that paid more to skip everybody to hear my song played at the bar.
Yeah.
Then
Shit.
next thing you know, you're spending more money. It's just like to hear a
Yeah.
song that I already have in my song library. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yeah.
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 $10 to reach up to 30,000 listeners is pretty much what we're averaging a
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
right? Our shows are doing, what, up 6, 7, 8,000 a week,
Yeah.
and sometimes, we feature the same songs occasionally, there's some crossover there. So you're talking, thousands and thousands of ears on
Mm.
your song
Mm.
every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, literally tens of thousands.
Even if, yeah, sorry to interrupt, but just before I forget, but even if 10% of that global listening base at any one time, only 10% Shazam that song live and then downloaded it, streamed it, or whatever, that 10% is worth way, way more than plugging and spending $50 and boosting an Instagram post, where someone
Right.
is probably going to like it, but they actually don't hear the song. They just like the visual. They go, "Oh, that's nice," and then they like it, and then they scroll up to the next
Gosh,
thing.
I don't like if 1% of that 30,000 download your song, that's worth $10,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
You know, just
absolutely.
because if 1%'s downloading it, how many more are listening? Maybe some, follow
Mm,
you on Spotify, whatever the
mm,
case is. $10.
yeah,
God, man, you can
yeah,
find that in your couch cushions.
yeah,
You
Right.
know,
yeah, yeah.
to
Right.
get your music featured for all
Yeah,
these people. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
amazing.
right. And I mean, and I am going to mention it again because I think it is important. You know, the playlist pushing companies out there that sell the dream. You spend your $150, $200, for a couple of songs, you get 20,000 streams within a week, and you get these, but the follower count doesn't go up. It's weird, but your stream count goes up.
All right.
And after about 7 weeks, you're right back to square one again, where you're getting literally like 700 followers 700 streams, every month or every week or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
very, very short lived. So we're about that. We're about the organic growth, right? With real numbers. It's the long game, because for an artist, there's two important things: organic real streams or downloads from listeners that correlate with new followers that follow me genuinely. Yeah. Because record labels aren't really interested in how many streams that you've got. They will always look at your followers to see that organic growth. And if they see that, that there are a healthy amount of followers and there's consistent rise of followers, that means that you've got something. Something is resonating with people of the genre of music that you do that's following them. And the only reason why they follow you is because so they can be alerted of new music that's coming your way, from the artist. That's why they do it. Plus, news, events, gigs, all that other good stuff. But mainly it's about new music. That's true followers. Yeah. Playlist is not. It's basically a one-hit wonder, 20,000 streams. It's vanity. That's what it is. It's vanity, not sanity. We're more about the sanity, Great. We organically build your followers from our listeners that listen to your song globally. Because you can be in Japan, you can be in South Africa, you can be in Tahiti and download the app and listen to the song. So it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Mhm.
It all comes down to one root: the follower number, people following you.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask or bring up, because we've gotten a lot of questions about it too, is like, well, it's a radio show, and I might not be able to listen to your show at this particular time based on my time zone. I think a lot of things that people forget too is that we do have on-demand options. Isn't that right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so YouTube, SoundCloud predominantly is where we then upload all the shows, so people can, hop in and jump in and listen to the show. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's things I oftentimes have to remind artists too. Is like, well, we also have other outlets because again, we're thinking of you, and we are using these other platforms that people are familiar with, where we can still get your music in front of people by using these other resources too. So
Mm.
there are options for people as well that might be in a bind and can't catch my show that plays at 7 a.m. Central. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, there's options.
yeah, very much so. Yeah, definitely. Uh, I was just checking the feed of people that are joining us.
So,
Just for any questions that anyone may have posed that we haven't answered yet. Or is it
Cherry,
just...
I did
Yes,
like
go
what you
ahead.
sent
Sorry,
out.
yes, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I did like what you sent out the other day.
Oh,
I think we lost him.
oh no.
No, no.
Oh,
Hang on. Hang on, let me re-invite him. I've re-invited him again.
All right.
Okay, I'm sure he'll come back.
Yeah, because he was just about to ask a question, wasn't he? Yeah.
He's just put in the Slack channel. I need to be re. I thought he said I need to be reinvented. But
No.
I need to be reinvented.
I need to be
Same, dude.
reinvited.
Same. Well,
While he's trying to come back and join us, what was next on your list there, Bill?
well, the one thing I wanted to say too is as all the behind, and we mentioned this earlier, but there's a lot of behind the scenes work that we're doing where, and a lot of it falls on you, Terry, as owner is, but building and improving the website and the app and continuously developing, enhancing everything, investing in new technology and making sure we're properly reporting the streams because everything is legitimate. Just creating new opportunities for artists and refining the platform. Like there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. And we do know that many independent artists are out there grinding without major label budgets. We understand that because we're doing a lot of the same thing. I mean, we're building this from the ground up. We're all doing our part to build that from the ground up. We're making the most of every resource that we have. A lot of time and energy goes into creating something like this to keep supporting those independent artists. And I know, like Paul said before, he really, really enjoys it. I know I do. I'm sure Don does. We all enjoy it. And with that, every subscription, every listener, every share, everybody that believes in what we're doing and what we're building, just help us reinvest back into the platform so we can keep doing this. I do think it needs to be a partnership. Our job is to support the artists, create opportunities, give their music a platform. In return, we also are asking for that artist support and what we're building. We have different tiers for subscriptions. You brought back the Sonic single, so artists have choice in how they want to get their music to us. So we're trying to think of everything here to position them in the best possible way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
and
my soapbox moment.
yeah, that's very well said, Bill, because it costs it costs a lot to keep this going. I mean, from every single show. I mean, production and time, tools. The website looks beautiful. The developers and all the work and everything that goes into it. It's all for unsigned artists, and it's all for giving them a platform, for their music to be discovered. Around the world. And like Paul said, their music to be featured. And, there's a lot that goes into it. And, so it's like a partnership, like you said, we need, we do our part and we just ask, let the artists do theirs. That's all.
The way I look at it is that you'll have an artist or a band or whatever. They'll create their merch. They'll create T-shirts and hoodies and whatever, and they'll put that on a table and display that at their gig because they're trying to make a little extra money or whatever to fund their next gig. Or you'll have that artist playing open mic with their guitar case open for some extra pocket change and some tips. Or now I guess they'll have a little stand up with their Venmo or something.
Yeah.
And, so it's that's how they're asking to keep funneling their passion. And I think it's kind of a lot of it the same as what we're doing. We have different subscription models. And again, the Sonic single, we have these different avenues. And that's just our way of, that's how we sell our merch to you.
Yeah.
That's our guitar case is open as well. So like I said, it is a partnership. It goes both ways. So, we're just trying to build something here.
That was beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Very well said. Yeah.
Again, a lot of thought into that one.
Thanks, David. That was well said.
Yeah.
I think you were gonna, before you got cut off, I just wanted to say something funny. I picked up your Slack message and I thought it said I need to be reinvented, but then I read
Maybe that too.
reinvited.
Maybe that too.
What were you gonna say?
First off, I just need to learn to keep my hands to myself when we're on this Instagram live because I've done that, I don't know, 6 or 7 times now, where I just disappear. It's me trying to clear words and stuff out the screen so I can see shit, and I don't know. Anyway, I was gonna say, well, when I came back, it sounded like you guys were actually talking about it anyway. But I was gonna say, Terry, that I loved what you sent out the other day. That kind of broke down why there's even money involved, in the first place, right? Like, obviously, like radio stations aren't free to run. Like, we're doing this like out of passion, right? We're not, taking a salary or anything like that. We're doing this because we love to do this. That money that's being paid is actually like, and think about it, $10, that's not going to make anybody rich. That's really going towards just the running the station. That's bare bones. Like, nobody's, like that. Every single penny goes back into the shows one way or the other. Like,
Right.
I can't even afford to buy a gallon of milk with what I've made off of this because I'm just putting it all back into the show,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
boosting my posts if I can. I love doing that. I don't always get the opportunity to do that because, there's like, I just can't, always dig into my own pocket that deep. But when there's money coming in through buy me a coffee, or, when we used to get the $10 submissions, which we're going back to now, a percentage of that came to the percentage, and that always went right back into boosting the posts to bring even more visibility to the artists. So, like, this $10 is actually working for you. You're not just giving it away for someone to go blow it on, like you're putting it to work for your
yeah,
own music.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
I think with the kind of like, you know, it's it truly is a community because the unsigned fraternity are a unique group. It's a unique global crew, if you like, or gang that all share one common thing. You know, they may have different objectives, but they all have one common thing, and that bedrock is that they're unsigned. For whatever reason. And some bands will want to, shoot for the fame and fortune. Great, good luck to them. Some actually don't want that. They're just quite happy to, go along and write their stuff and get creative. And yeah, that's great. Good luck to them. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right, Paul. Is that um, the money that comes in from either submissions or from now the Sonic Signal single $10 song submission goes right back into the station because I'm not going to lie, it's not cheap running this platform. There's lots of different other software platforms that support the main platform. So that has to be on running. Developers, because for example, Google and Apple are always changing something where the developer is like, right, okay, I have to do this extra coding because now Google have changed legislation around data protection. Oh, really? The only wrong reason for that is for Google to make more money, right? But we
Right.
Right.
have to do it. Otherwise, they just boot the app off, right? So we're held hostage, really. But what I'm saying is that we work tirelessly because we're passionate, because we're dedicated, and and how we're able to do that is we've got a support mechanism that unfortunately costs money from a commercial standpoint. So we're not frivolous. We don't spend money from submissions just because it's nice to have. Yeah, it's actually a necessity to keep the station, kind of alive, and to serve, our global listening base and serve our unsigned artists that put their faith in us for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's well said.
Yeah. Oh, and Paul, you reminded me because another thing that you just mentioned is that it's not just even at least for me, because a lot of the artists that I feature on the show, I will also talk about them throughout the week and post about them on my Instagram page, on social media and stuff like that. So that's just another thing that we do. You even just said that you will even pay to have those posts boosted, which I've
Absolutely.
never personally done that. But I mean, taking the time to create the post and featuring that artist to make them a featured artist on this week's show, and of course tagging them and stuff like that, and I love it, of course, when the artists, when they reshare the posts and things like that. But it's a lot more than just airplay, so
Yes,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And I just want to note real quick, Esther, thank you for your messages. I'm gonna check out your music here after the live event. Same with Ugly Bridesmaids. Thanks everybody for joining us. I
Yeah.
think it's really cool. And,
Yeah.
and anybody just throw, like, it's hard to keep up on those chats, but if you throw something in there, we'll get to it between our conversations for sure. And we'll for sure, everybody who comments and follows, I'm gonna follow you after this live too. So watch for that.
Yeah, me too. And I just wanted to answer their question, because they asked where we're from, and we are kind of spread all over the country. But I don't know. I'll just say that I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida. Paul, you're in Minnesota. And then Bill, you're up there. Bill, where you at again?
You're almost there. You're almost there. I'm in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay, I was gonna say Minnesota, but I'm like, that's not right. Yeah.
Minnesota's little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course I'm in Florida, so in the same state as you then, Don.
That's right, right.
Yeah.
And Terry, you're actually reporting from the mothership.
Yeah. Master of Mischief, he's from London, is that right?
No, he's actually from Manchester.
From Manchester, right on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's super cool. I love his show. I love his theme, all that stuff. And yeah, man, the Master of Mischief.
Yeah.
Give
Ugly
him props.
Bridesmaids knows what's up. See that cheese there? That's for you, Bill.
Yeah.
Where we see that? Oh yeah, yeah.
What's that? I didn't see that.
Cheesehead for
chat.
life. Cheesehead for life. Go Packers.
Wait, does that mean you're a Packers fan?
I am a Packers fan.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm a Tampa Bay Bucks fan, so
I do like the Bucks too, because when I was a kid, I always thought it was cool that there was a Green Bay and a Tampa Bay, and they used to be in the same division. So
Yeah,
I always
NFC
kind of liked.
Central.
I always liked the Buccaneers too. So that's okay. I'll allow
I
that.
always
Not
liked
the
the
Vikings,
Buccaneers
though.
because that was 2 easy wins every year back when they were in the NFC Central.
Hey, I was just gonna say it was funny because whenever the Packers would play the Bucks, you would see more cheeseheads in the Tampa Stadium
Yes.
than Bucks fans, which is whatever. But
I believe it. They travel well.
yeah.
Ooh, Ugly Bridesmaids. It looks like Ugly Bridesmaids might be a Browns fan.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's
I'm
rough.
sorry.
You just lost Myles Garrett too. That is rough.
Yeah, I was a Browns fan for a hot minute when they had Baker Mayfield. I'm a big Baker Mayfield guy.
Yeah.
It's too bad they couldn't make that work out there in Cleveland. But I'm a Vikings fan, so I mean, I feel you, Ugly Bridesmaids. It's rough.
I'd rather be a Browns fan than a Vikings fan, so I'm with Ugly Bridesmaid on this one.
Yeah, I mean, what's the difference, really?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I've got no idea what you guys are talking about, but it sounds.
We're talking about real football. We're talking about real
American football, yeah.
Oh, is that would that be the football where you actually don't use you kick
I-
the ball with your foot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very little foot usage
Yeah.
in American football. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever the foot is used, it's always a huge disappointment. Oh,
Yeah.
a field
I know,
goal,
right?
great.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to watch the field goals.
Right.
But
yeah, so we've got the Sonic single coming out, and that's super awesome. I'm super stoked
yeah.
to be making announcements about that because yeah.
So
absolutely.
we'll be posting a lot about about the Sonic single and the benefits of it over the coming days. So yeah, really looking forward to opening the door wider for unsigned artists that perhaps
Right.
aren't make that,
Yeah.
that leap to a subscription, but are eager and keen to get their song, out there and heard by our, global listening, global listeners rather.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
Brilliant.
Same.
Well, we're coming up to that time.
Yep.
Wow.
That's all I
All
had on
right.
my list anyway. So I am all good.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
It's a cliche, but that is seriously flown by.
Yeah.
Hey, and just for the people tuning in, we're gonna be here next Thursday, same time.
Oh yeah,
Right
Yep.
on.
yeah.
I
Yep.
hope you guys join us. Yeah, it's
I think
fun.
Absolutely.
Easton's a good time. It's a good time.
Right.
Yes,
I
indeed.
agree.
I think so.
Yeah, brilliant, great. Well, thanks, guys.
All
Thanks
right, guys.
for tuning in and staying with us tonight, and hope you found it insightful. So that's great. Awesome. Thanks, guys, for your time.
Thanks, everyone.
All right,
Excellent.
guys. Thank
All
you.
right.
We'll see you
Thank
on
you
Sonic
much.
Scout Radio.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye all. Bye.